The following BLTV program is brought to you by O'Flaherty Law. Please enjoy.
Welcome to Learn About Law. My name is Kevin O'Flaherty from O'Flaherty Law, and today we're going to explain how the duration of spousal maintenance is calculated after the 2019 change to Illinois spousal maintenance laws. First, let's talk about how courts determine whether to award spousal maintenance at all. This is the threshold, first determination that a court has to make when deciding spousal maintenance issues. And courts weigh a number of factors, including standard of living during the marriage, duration of the marriage, the needs of each party, and the income of each party, and determining whether spousal maintenance is appropriate at all, and they do it on a case-by-case basis based on the facts of each individual case. If courts determine that, based on these factors, spousal maintenance is appropriate, the next determination that the court has to make is whether to apply statutory guidelines in determining the amount and duration of maintenance payments. There's tables that lay out how long maintenance should go for based on the length of the marriage. They can choose whether to apply these tables or not, and they do this based on basically two criteria. One is if the couple had a combined income of less than $500,000, generally the guidelines will apply. If it's greater than $500,000, then courts can freely deviate from the guidelines, and usually they'll deviate upward, meaning award more in spousal maintenance than the guidelines would normally call for. Second, if the payor of spousal maintenance has prior maintenance or child support obligations to a different family, then in that case they might deviate downward from the guidelines even if the combined income is less than $500,000. So they can deviate upward if it's more than $500,000 combined income annually, or deviate downward if there's other obligations involved. Now, at any point, even if neither of these things apply, courts can choose to deviate from the guidelines, and they can choose to do so based on the same factors that they weigh when determining whether spousal maintenance is appropriate or not. If they choose to deviate and neither of the other two factors we discussed apply, the $500,000 threshold or the other obligations, then they have to explain in the order what their reasoning was for deviating from the spousal maintenance guidelines. So, that being said, let's talk about how duration is determined if the guidelines are going to apply. And before we even discuss that, let's discuss the amount. The amount is a very simple calculation when the guidelines apply. It's the courts basically subtract 25% of the recipient's net income from 33.33% of the payor's net income to arrive at the maintenance amount. And we have a different article and video about some caveats on the calculation of the amount and how to arrive at net income. So you can check that out at learn-about-law.com. We won't go into a ton of detail here about that because it's about duration. So let's talk about how statutory guidelines deal with duration. So duration is really based on the length of the marriage, the duration of maintenance payments is. And the longer the marriage, the longer the maintenance payments will continue. But it's not a one-for-one calculation. It's not a situation where if the marriage goes on for 10 years, maintenance payments go on for 10 years. Rather, there's a percentage of the marriage. Basically, the guidelines are a table that show for such and such duration of the marriage that that amount of years will be multiplied by a certain percentage multiplier to arrive at the amount of maintenance. And the percentage multiplier goes up from 20% if the marriage is less than 5 years, 20% of the length of the marriage is how long maintenance will last, to 100% of the length of the marriage, or an indefinite term if the marriage is 20 years. So let's look at a couple examples. So we said it's a 20% multiplier for less than 5 years. So a 4-year marriage, if you multiply 4 years by 0.2, which is 20%, you come up with 0.8 years. So a little bit less than a year is how long maintenance payments will last for a 4-year marriage. Once you get to 10 years, that multiplier has gone up significantly to 44%. So you do the calculation, 0.44 times 10, so the multiplier times the number of years gets you to 4.4 years. So for a 10-year marriage, maintenance payments will last for 4.4 years. Once you get to 20 years, and it basically goes up every year of the marriage, the multiplier does. Once you get to 20 years, it's going to be 100% of the length of the marriage. So duration of maintenance payments will be for 20 years or for an indefinite term. The court has discretion to rule either way. When we say indefinite term, it could basically the maintenance payments will continue until some change in circumstances happen to modify, to cause the maintenance payments to be terminated. So the final order that the court issues regarding spousal maintenance will basically dictate one of three things will happen. That maintenance payments will continue for a fixed term and then automatically terminate after that term. So in our example, the 10-year marriage, the maintenance payments will continue for 4.4 years, and after that 4.4 years passes, the payer can stop paying. They don't have to go back into court to have them terminate. Another option is that the maintenance payments can continue for a fixed term and then be reviewable by the court. So the court can determine at that point, after the 4.4 years, whether to continue the maintenance payments or to terminate them or to modify them. Finally, the courts can order that the maintenance payments will continue for an indefinite term until a substantial change of circumstances occurs that would give a reason to modify or terminate the maintenance payments. And then the party that wants to terminate or modify maintenance would have to go into court and prove that circumstances have substantially changed and maintenance payments should be terminated. So that's basically how the duration of maintenance payments works in Illinois after the new 2019 spousal maintenance law. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comment section below this post at learn-about-law.com or below the video on our YouTube station. We try to get back to you within about a week, maybe quicker if you have any questions for us. If you found this helpful and you'd like to be notified of our daily article and video topics that we post, you can subscribe to us on YouTube, iTunes, and SoundCloud, and that helps us as well. If you need some help, give us a call at 630-324-6666. That's 630-324-6666. We offer free consultations, and we have offices all around Chicagoland for your convenience. Thank you so much for watching and listening.
Thanks so much for watching our video. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Click the subscribe button for new videos every week, and download and review us on iTunes. Visit learn-about-law.com for other legal-related articles and videos. Visit our business podcast and video blog, seizeyourbusiness.com, and visit Making Real Estate Fun for real estate videos and podcasts. Call us at 630-324-6666 for a free consultation.